This is electioneering Papua New Guinea style. To outsiders, it might seem that this election is a referendum on Sir Julius Chan's leadership following the Sandline mercenary crisis and the army revolt. But voting in PNG is more intricate and more local than that. This astounding passion for democracy is driven by the tantalising rewards that go to the winner and to those who back him. This electorate is at the far western end of the Highlands, a rugged region opened up barely 30 years ago. Its people are renowned for their volatility. Though they've put their tribal wars on hold for this election, the system that's evolved in PNG means most people vote for losers.
This is one of scores of election rallies taking place in this most vibrant of democracies. But that very vibrance contains the seeds of its own undermining. Here in Porgera, we have 53 candidates. Last time with far fewer, the winner got in with 9% of the vote. This time, we could have 19 out of 20 voters backing losers.
This is the man 9 out of 10 didn't want last time. But Anton Pakena got more votes than anyone else. He's the sitting member with money to spend. Over the past 5 years, Mr Pakena, like other MPs, received well over $1 million to spend as he saw fit in his electorate. Mr Pakena's biggest project? To construct a road to his home area. His re-election campaign, he says, is costing him $600,000.
You got to have your vehicles. At the moment I'm running 12 vehicles on the road, all new ones. And you got to feed the people, tin fish and faggot rice, coffee, sugar and so on. And you got to give them money. And so many things.
So you have to give money out to the people to keep them in supporting you?
Right. You got to give them, if you don't give them money, they won't support you.
Anton, what was this particular project?
Well, this is a chicken project I've given to Chewy and Investment Corporation.
I asked Mr Pakena to show me a project he'd sponsored from his electoral development fund. He brought me here where $270,000 went on a failure. Mr Pakena put up the capital when some of his supporters fancied an egg business, but poor quality control and high prices meant the venture collapsed.
Right. So the $200,000 wasted?
Oh, it's wasted. So, I mean, not only this project, but other projects too in this area.
Is it frustrating?
Well, it's not embarrassing me, but villages.
For Mr Pakena, this business failure is actually a political success. Despite the staggering waste, the people he funded remain in his debt.
Can this be saved now?
It really depends on the villages and the men who start up this project. It's really up to him, but I've done my part as a leader.
The notorious members' slush funds, as they're known, are not the only source of funding for projects. Mr Pakena's electorate is also home to one of the world's largest gold mines.
The government itself retracted itself more and more. If we gave money to assist in providing a certain hospital service, then the next thing you know is the government is not paying anymore in that area because they get money off the company anyway. So yeah, we end up being the de facto government here, and that is a position we do not really like because the government is the government and that should function here.
If there's anything that encapsulates the national government's failure to provide services here, it's the saga of this hospital. This magnificent facility, it's the best I've ever seen in Papua New Guinea, wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the mine. Completed 18 months ago as part of the deal that ensured the mine's opening, it's been idle ever since. The national government can't provide the money to keep it operating. It can't even provide the money to pay the nurses.
The plans to get the money into this hospital to make it working over the years wasn't sorted out, and that is a big problem that has to be solved.
Are they angry about that?
Well, rightfully so, I think.
Such anger precipitated the large field of candidates, especially at this end of the electorate, where people have seen little of their members' publicly funded largesse. Here at Largam, far from the mine, the people know what it is to make do when the government doesn't seem to care.
And what's your occupation? What do you do?
I am a teacher anyway. I am a teacher. I was teaching in a Largam primary school, and this is my second year of teaching.
This is Largam Primary, where a less formally attired Timothy Tuli is a teacher of grade 1. 45 children cram into this tiny classroom without desks or chairs. No one is here today because classes have been suspended. There's no water and the burst pipe has yet to be fixed. Like so much in rural Papua New Guinea, this school survives on the dedication of people such as Timothy.
I need basic materials like books, pencils, rulers for children, and even I need some dust for my classroom. As you can see, my floor is full of grass. Like our members, they never look into our school problems. That's one thing. When they elect them or give them votes, they run away from us and never return with what things that we need.
One candidate claiming he's not from that school is Opus Papo, a university graduate still in his 20s. With 53 candidates and no dedicated party allegiance, the vote is truly a lottery. But Opus Papo knows the numbers could work in his favour. As he jolts up and down the only road, he's prepared to play the system.
If you have the bigger population in your own village, and you just get automatically elected just from the vote from your village. And that's why I'm saying that it's easier for you to get elected if there are more candidates.
Opus Papo's campaign is aggressively local, capitalising on grievances against the government, but most of all against the mine. The mine put him through university, but Opus Papo rages against it, selling himself as champion of the ordinary villager.
Most of the people are, semi-educated and illiterate, so they find it hard to, understand what's going on in Mosby and about corruption. What they see with their own eyes, the mine, so it's the physical thing they see, and the expectations from the mine are not delivered, so that's the only thing they can see and hear and then talk about.
Opus Papo has also taken up the cause of people living downstream from the mine who claim it's polluting their river. People like Josephine Pawe, who has the faith, common here, that the leader she supports will, if elected, look after her.
So who do you think is going to win in this seat?
In this year, I'm definitely think that Obis Papa is going to win. If he wins, I'm going to live a good life.
Josephine Pawe's village, Yuyan, is not that easy to get to. She wants a new road like the one the sitting member, Anton Pakena, is building to his place. The villagers complain that their river has been ruined and they're cross with Mr Pakena.
I'm not happy with him because he's not giving any service to me for my road or for something for my children when they get sick, hospital or something like that. The man representing us for 5 years to Parliament, if he doesn't do anything, the people used to get cross, but what are they going to do?
The people have little say in who will lead the country. The members decide that without reference to them. So like Josephine Pawe, people across PNG tend to focus on their homes and their villages. What's important to Josephine in this election is that the man she thinks will win is from her husband's clan.
When we give vote to Obis Papa, when he goes down to the Parliament, he's the one who's going to look through our needs. So that's why we're supporting him now.
Unlike Josephine, this man, Sol Taro, is a beneficiary of the sitting member's goodwill, even though he's hardly in need. In the last election, he delivered his village to Anton Pakena and was showered with money from the public purse. $100,000 worth of vehicles, money for a church, and $10,000 in cash to start a business.
Failed now na zela mani tu mi puti mi ko mi kage bam drink un about mi bam beer kage kago gara mi flying family tu na mi 10,000 ino bibla lo mi all in storonga.
This year, 6 candidates from Sol's clan are standing, but Sol is a Pakena man. He's promised Mr Pakena 600 out of his people's 820 votes, directing the rest to other candidates to keep them sweet.
You support him, Anton Pakena? Long with him?
Because any member also have all him kilo money, na also have garage man mibla lo working business, sabori mibla. Why do lo resla mi sabe sabori mandon. Na lo la si em bin mi bin sabori mem, na em bin na buy one plantaina, em stable abia, big plantaina, giving me. Mibla soro lo money lo buy lili caro, one is an em sabari mibla.
Mr Pakena hasn't time for everyone. He says the demands are endless.
The most common is school fees and hospitals. Because this is a remote area and they don't understand the business.
If you don't give them the money thereafter, what happens?
They don't vote for me. I have to give them.
These people are singing a song they've composed for a candidate who never shows up. This isn't unusual. There's an arrogance that comes from not having to rely on majority support. In the last election, only 5 of the 109 members won more than 50% of the vote. And while people here are good at entertaining themselves, and even a visiting journalist, they understand politics in PNG is a gamble. Most members last only the one term, so many, suspecting they have but 5 years to get rich, go for it with brazen abandon. As the campaign closes, rivalries intensify. These supporters of Obis Papa break away from a rally in the main square after their man is denied access to the podium. The crowd is rowdy, but relatively good-humoured.
Now people here stop.
Nokar wala mani luka di yubla. Nokar wala mani sore lo yubla. And nokar wala mani fight lo yubla. Yubla bin loose. Yubla bin fighting people and yubla bin like das.
There's been no violence yet. The fear is that will come after the count, when there are 52 losers. Liquor is banned, there's a curfew, and extra police are on alert. But in the volatile province of Enga, all that may not be enough.
I mean, they got weapons because to protect them. I mean, fighting has been here. It's a part of our life. Enga custom is a part of our life.
Can you see that coming to an end, or it's going to be on?
No. That won't end. Fighting won't end.
Why?
Why? Because, I mean, we're born with it, and we'll die with it. It's a custom.
The greater worry, though, is this newer custom of electing men with only a fraction of the vote to go to Port Moresby to return with riches for the lucky few. Public faith in PNG's democratic institutions is sorely tested, but the only ones who can reform the system are those elected thanks to it.